The Oracle of Omaha has entered the building. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions here with a super quick market update. Wanted you guys to be aware that Warren Buffett says that he just bought 5 million shares of UnitedHealth. This is once again solidifying that UNH fundamentally, it's just giving it a little bit more conviction that yes, fundamentally it is a very well-run company. For those that do not know the story behind UNH, I understand morally if you cannot see yourself investing into a company that you believe morally does not, treat its customers properly because of the whole Luigi Mangione thing. I get it. You should never be convinced to make any investment that doesn't actually align with your criteria or your morals. I've made numerous videos about UNH because I found it to be a very unique opportunity where if you look at it on the much larger time frames, UNH is a monster of a company. It prints money. If we look into the actual fundamentals, this is under Investing Pro, you guys can see very quickly. UNH has had a P ratio of 11.5 times its earnings. That's incredibly low. This is a company that produces over $400 billion in revenue annually and then a net income of $22 billion. Palantir, HIMS, every AI bullshit company, except for NVIDIA, every AI bullshit company that you combine together, all of their net incomes don't even come close combined to UNH and what they're currently producing. UNH prints money. But remember, 2025 is not about fundamentals. 2025 is about having a good story and good price momentum. And that was not the case for UNH. UNH was under investigation shortly after the CEO killer of Luigi Mangione. It was put under a lot of pressure, began to get investigated, and we made it very clear that although, yes, fundamentally it's a well-ran company, we all know that when something gets investigated, if it does get worse for that company, it can continue to sell off. There's no reason to ignore that. But when it sold off 50%, I found it to be a very unique opportunity. The reason why is that, well, if you think about it, at 50%, at 250 based off previous highs of 600, you're telling me that if this at 250, if it goes to zero, you lose 250. But if it recovers to 600, now your profit potential still outweighs the loss or the risk potential, and that's if it goes to zero. Now you're talking about a company that produces $400 billion in revenue a year. Yet it has a market cap as of right now of only $245 million. Point to one other company that has more in revenue that it produces than it does in market cap. Well, you wouldn't find one, right? Because again, this one just simply didn't meet the theme of 2025. It didn't have a good story like Palantir and like TEM and all those other very hyped up companies, and it didn't have good price momentum. It had quite the opposite. So I respect it though. I respect that a lot of people wouldn't align with this. I've made it very clear that in the short term, if your intention was to make money off of UnitedHealth right now, then it wouldn't make sense to be invested in this stock because realistically, it's going to take some time. And although I do believe that having Warren Buffett adding the conviction of seeing that he sees value in this company too is going to rally some people up, at the end of the day, this is still a long journey, right? UnitedHealth still has to fight its battle with it being investigated and work its way through and making sure that there is no actual foul play or fraud found in this investigation. Things can definitely get worse before they get better, and you know that I always love talking about both sides. With that being said, while we highlight that yes, Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway just spent 2 quarters accumulating a mystery stock. Today, Berkshire Hathaway disclosed that that mystery position was a $5 billion stake in UNH. This is the United States' largest insurance company. We've made that very clear before, which just announced a DOJ probe for fraud. This is what we were talking about. Things can get worse before they get better. Once the world's largest company by market cap, the stock fell as much as 60% from its highs of 1 year. Can Warren Buffett turn this sinking ship around? Again, I think it's very great to see the greatest investor of all times investing at such a crucial time. Do I think that it's going to completely pivot the direction of the stock? No, definitely not. One sole person shouldn't be responsible for that. I just believe that now it adds a little bit more conviction to the opportunity and to the play. With that being said, this one made me crack up. HIMS lawsuit. HIMS is now being investigated, and I love this. For those that do not know, HIMS is an absolute bullshit company that we've been calling out for months. But again, when a company has a good story and good price momentum, just like GameStop did, it's very easy to continue to pump up with the rest of the market. It pumps, it dumps, it pumps, it dumps, it pumps, and guess what? It is now down over 30% and now down an additional 5% during the extended hours due to this lawsuit. It is reaching oversold levels based off previous patterns. It is now down 36% from the highs that it was just at about 2 weeks ago. But this is why I love to remind beginner traders, in a market full of greed and chaos, never be afraid to take profits, especially when you know that the fundamentals do not align with these overvaluations, right? You should never be afraid to take advantage of an opportunity and try to make money, but also don't be a fool and avoid risk. I hope nothing but the best for you guys. If you guys did not see, we absolutely killed it with our AMD short. I think some of you guys enjoyed our little, my little first video of the day. I was at the airport. I'm actually in New York now, so I'm excited to keep you guys up to date with what I'm doing here. But I made $6,800 shorting AMD, and I loved every second of it. This is not a bullshit company. This is actually a very good company. It's just very overbought based off of recent patterns. So I did my part in taking advantage of that opportunity. So I wish you guys nothing but the best. Wanted to do my part in keeping you guys up to date. Don't forget, if you want to watch me trade live starting tomorrow, I trade live every single morning. It's the second link in the description down below. And feel free to share your thoughts down in the comment sections. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.